Death Howl gets what makes From Software's Soul games so good. The loop of checkpoints, resetting, enemy spawns, grinding up specific gear, learning enemy attacks, and spending dozens of attempts perfecting strategies against bosses. Taking those genre stalwarts and bringing them to an excellent deck builder is a stroke of genius. As Ro in 6000 BCE Scandinavia, you will traverse the spirit world to find your dead son. It's a damn near perfect 30 or so hours of video game, and it is available on PC day one in Xbox Game Pass. This is the XboxEra review of Death Howl. The game's premise is simple yet unique. You play as Ro, a mother who has lost her son Olvi after he went out hunting with his father. Ro's father was a shaman, and she uses those same skills to traverse into the realm of spirits. Inside, there are 5 major zones in this hub, each with its own leader, who Ro hopes to gain aid from in the search for Olvi. Death Howl looks like it could run on a PC from the 1980s, and yet it's really pretty. The story is primarily told through a visual novel-style 2D portraits talking to each other and short cutscenes. Both feature emotionally fused animations despite the simplistic pixel graphic style. Every region has a dominant color palette letting you know exactly what you're in for. The white area is full of snow and cold mechanics. The swamp area is as toxic as anything Miyazaki himself from Software would demand, and so on. It took me nearly 30 hours total to beat each region and the final zone. The story told as you explore every nook and cranny of the map is an emotionally heavy one. Despite being set over 8,000 years ago, it is something pretty much anyone can relate to. Ro's grief over the loss of her child, the guilt, and the rage are all embodied in the game's bosses. As she defeats them, she tears away the masks representative of her inner torment. It is a brilliant journey, aided in large part by excellent tactical gameplay. And the term Souls-like makes most think of slow dodge rolling and lock-on combat, but the true nature of a Souls game, for me at least, is enemies respawn when you activate a checkpoint. There's a big focus on grinding resources to level up, but you can lose those resources when you die unless you fight your way back to them. Each region of the world wants you to gear up in a pretty specific way to varying amounts of effectiveness. Combat is focused on learning enemy attack patterns, and bosses may require dozens of attempts to finally beat. And the game world is surprisingly deep and brilliantly laid out, and I think that last point of how good the level design is in From's Souls games is often missed. Death Howl nails every single one, starting with the various Realm and Realmless cards. You begin the game with a basic card set called Realmless. In the first world, as you defeat enemies, they will drop their Death Howls. This currency is used to create new cards or level up, as at each checkpoint you unlock, you can choose to cash in your Death Howls for teardrops. Those teardrops are used to level up realm-specific passive buffs, unlock cards, and allow you to equip more totems. We'll get on those later. Much like a Souls title, if you die while carrying Death Howls, they will be lost until you retrieve them. As this is a grid-based, turn-based deck builder, they will invariably end up in the middle of the combat arena you just died in. If you choose to immediately reinitiate combat, you'll have 5 turns to pick them up before they vanish. Should you defeat your enemies, they will drop items that you need to craft new cards. Each region has unique enemies, letting you craft cards that work best in that region. If you try a card from another realm, it will cost 1 more mana to play, and as you only have 5 mana per turn, that is a huge detriment and means you need to build up a deck for each realm to really have any shot. The UI allows you to save up to 20 different decks and is easy to set up and change in both controller and on mouse and keyboard. Each region has a different playstyle as dictated by the teardrop level ups associated with it. As you perform various actions such as hitting enemies, gaining block, losing health, or playing cards, you will fill up a meter. Once that meter is full, it will give you a bonus based on which realm you are in. The Northern Realm really wants you to block, so the meter fills as you gain it, and the meter bonus gives you mana back. Your cards in that realm are mostly block-based, with various attacks costing less the more block you have. Contrast this to the swamp area where the gameplay jumps between losing and gaining health. Every move hurts you and the enemy, filling the meter as you take damage. Once the meter is full, you can gain health back as well as use damage cards, which heal you in certain situations. Again, being a grid-based playing field, you'll have a mix of melee, ranged, movement, buff, and debuff cards with which you'll need to practice on how to best use them. It is an expertly tuned experience in which defeat is always just around the corner as you traverse the map. Every subzone in each realm is a gauntlet. Some are easy, others are incredibly difficult, and all of them are pretty damned fun. The map shows little at first, with the fog of war only lifting when you activate the first checkpoint in each zone. Once you do, the entire layout is shown, letting you see how many fights getting to each new checkpoint will take. While there is a main quest you can focus on, don't. You will need the rewards of side quests and various hidden caves that litter the map. These quests offer up new cards, teardrops, and totems. The totems are up to 4 passive buffs/modifiers that you can change at any time out of combat. Gaining a free movement any turn or starting with 1 block lets you customize your build beyond just cards. Some quests will stick an extra card or more into your deck, which can normally only hold 20. Easier quests give you some powerful cards, while harder ones will give you cards that are kind of like obstacles. And no matter what, when on a quest, you cannot fast travel, as normally you can instantly jump between any active checkpoint on the map. Having to traverse across the map facing numerous fights is a big challenge, though you can still heal up at any checkpoints along the way. And alongside the conquests are the aforementioned caves. As you walk through the world, you'll notice areas you can activate. A cave door will appear out of a sheer rock face, and inside, typically, an incredibly difficult gauntlet of fights with a highly rewarding item at the end awaits. Whether teardrops or totems, every side activity felt worth it as I gained in strength both of character and in personal knowledge. I got to play this one on my PC and Xbox Ally X, with this video footage being a mix of both, where it ran in the hundreds FPS-wise, because Death Howl's a really easy game for nearly any modern PC to run. I have little fear that it will not perform well if and when it comes to Xbox consoles, and it plays just fine on a controller. My main wish is that I could use the D-pad to move around instead of the analog stick. It's just a hair less precise, and my impatience led to a few mistakes while playing on the Xbox Ally. Where the game does not miss is the overall presentation, because while those graphics may look basic, the art style is great, and you see the emotional intent of each scene as it plays out. In combat, everything is easy to discern, and the music fits the somber yet hopeful themes well. Ro's search for Olvi always felt both doomed to failure and yet still worth it. No spoilers, but I was heavily moved emotionally as a father by the time the credits rolled. The version sent out for review did have a few bugs, like combat getting stuck during a move for a minute or two. The devs had every minor issue listed in their review guide, so hopefully version 1.0 at launch is a smooth experience. As is, the bugs I ran into were few and far between and easily remedied with a combat reset. Death Howl is amazing. It takes the deck builder and the Souls-like and makes something I didn't know I was missing. As a Day 1 Game Pass title on PC, it's there and ready if that interests you. I hope it comes to consoles as soon as possible. As is, it is a 30-hour playthrough with incredible highs, even at its most frustratingly difficult moments.